So today we will be reading the Murli of 18th of January 1979. So as we all know that Brahma Baba completed his Purusharth in the body of in on the date of 18th of January 1969. So this is exactly 10 years later on the same Smriti Divas 18th of January, and Baba over here is again focusing on the remembrance which children do on this day, as well as the power of love. How would that help? And further, he also has told that how can the children be constantly embodiment of Baba's remembrance and also embodiment of Pa's. So let's read it. It's a small Murli. There is also some party meeting, Baba meeting with Dadis and everyone, which we can read on the second part tomorrow probably. So yeah, let's start reading. The title of the Murli is Teachings to Celebrate 18th January, the Day of Remembrance as a Day of Power for all time. Today, all the children were more in remembrance of the corporeal form and reminded in the and remained in the awareness of being an embodiment of love. The corporeal father, who became the subtle father, was merged in everyone's eyes. Since Amrit Vela, the message of the remembrance of the children from this land and abroad has been spreading everywhere in the subtle region, creating a special atmosphere. The subtle region was decorated with garlands of tears of love. Each child was lost in love for Father Brahma. The sounds from the hearts of the lovers everywhere were reaching Bapdada. The subtle region was echoing the beautiful sounds of the Father's praise coming from each one's mind. The lamps of each one's hopes were alit and thus making the subtle region sparkling. On seeing the children's love, Bapdada smiled. Children from this land and abroad reached the subtle region with the yoga of their intellect. Brahma Baba also became lost in children's ocean of love and gave the return of their remembrance. So, in the first paragraph, Baba is just describing how the scene looks in the subtle regions where children are remembering Baba and also Baba remembering children. Baba further says, children were asking the father, why did you leave and go to reside in the subtle region before all of us? This was a question filled with love that the majority of children were asking. Baba said, at the beginning of the task of creation, only one became an instrument in the corporeal form. Only one received the message from Alpha. Only one became an embodiment of complete renunciation for the sake of service. On seeing the father, the children followed him. Baba became the first instrument in this renunciation and thereby claimed his fortune. So too, now at the end, in order to uplift the children and make them avyakt, Bapdada had to become a resident of the subtle region. He had to do this from he had to do this from the subtle region, a place higher than the corporeal world. Baba says, now you yourself have to become complete and become complete in service. Become a resident of the Avyakt region, the same as the Father. So every now and then, I think whenever children meet Baba, especially on the 18th, and that too in the initial years, there was a constant question that everybody asks, and that is very natural that because Baba always mentioned that we will go together, and hence children asking him that why did you go leaving us? So Baba has different versions of answer, and today what Baba mentions is that even at the beginning there was only one whom Shiv Baba chose and who was instrument of becoming an embodiment of complete renunciation. And now that Baba has to take this service ahead, Baba had to become a resident of the subtle region because that is a place higher than the corporeal world. So that is one thing which Baba says. Other thing Baba says is that now even children you should become complete and complete in service. And just like father, even the children should become resident in the Avyakt region. So Baba says Bapdada is still even now invoking you. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the drama? Even though it is fixed within this drama, what region, what reason in instrument is instrumental for it to be fixed? Simply have the determination to imbibe one small thing and there will be an eternal meeting. Sorry for my throat, I am not able to speak very clearly, but I'll try to read as clear as possible. So Bapdada says that simply have the determination to imbibe one small thing and there will be an eternal meeting. Just as you have reminded subtle, just as you have remained subtle today in the stage of an easy yogi, a constant yogi belonging to the one Father and none other, so too now claim these blessings from for all time. What will happen then? This separation will end for all time, and you will constantly remain in the celebration of being together. You will change from being an embodiment of love into being equal. So, Baba says that being embodiment of love, that is where everybody of us are truly very close, but he also wants us to be equal to Father. The sign of love for someone is to become like that one. You may you your way of walking, eating, drinking, and everything else you do would just as the one you love likes. You love the Father, but do you know what He loves? What Baba, what does Baba constantly like? Not that you like, but what does Baba, the one you love, like? Whatever thought you have or whatever act you perform, first consider whether the Father whom you love would like it. If Baba doesn't like it, then other people too would not like it. It is such a tiny thing to do what the Father likes. Can you not give this much return all the time? What is difficult about giving this much in return for the love of all relationships? Celebrate today's day of remembrance as the day of power for all time. Have the thought, I have to like whatever the Father likes. Everything I do should be as the Father likes and as other people likes. So, very simple Purusharth Baba is mentioning here that if I have love for Father, let me do what He likes. So if I do what He likes, I will become equal to Father. So one way to look at it is whatever things we do. So Baba also mentions sometimes in Murlis that follow Brahma Baba, follow Father. So the easy way to follow Father is that to do what Father likes to do, or to verify our actions as would that be liked by Father. And that is why Baba is mentioning celebrate today's day of remembrance as the day of as a day of power for all the times. From today, the day of power, all you children should give your finger of determination to put an end for all time to the iron-aged mountain of all the weaknesses of hopelessness, of being influenced by the sanskars of others, and of being attached to people and things that only give you limited attainments. This means so Baba is telling, let me read this statement again. It's little tricky. I'll just read this again. From today, the day of power, all you children should give your finger of determination to put an end for all time to the iron-aged mountain of all the weaknesses, of hopelessness, of being influenced by the sanskars of others, and of being attracted by people and things that only give you limited attainments. So Baba is telling us to have the finger of determination, dhrita, to end all the iron-aged sanskars of weaknesses. This means you have to become victorious for all times. Victory is your tilak. Victory is the garland around your neck. Victory is the garland around your neck. Victory is your birthright. constantly maintain this form of power. This is the return of love. Brahma Baba imbibed the essence of knowledge and gave you children the courage to follow the Father. He gave the final versions through the corporeal form as an invaluable gift. Therefore, Baba asks you children, have you put this gift in practice? In return for this gift, you have revealed Baba by becoming the practical form of it. Have you put the three words into practice? Incorporeal, egoless, and viceless. To put this into practice would be to give the return of love. Hmm? So, Om Shanti. So, Baba is mentioning about the three things, Nirakar, Nirvikari, Nirankari, which were the three words spoken by Brahma Baba towards the end. And so he is asking us to give those as a gift to him. So becoming embodiment of all of those three things. And hence Baba mentions that I'll just read this part again. This is the constantly maintain the power of love. This is the return of love. Brahma Baba imbibed the essence of knowledge and gave you children the courage to follow the Father. He gave the final versions through the corporeal form as invaluable gift. Therefore, Baba asks you children, have you put this gift into practice? In return for this gift, you have revealed Baba by becoming the practical form of it. Have you put the three words into practice? Incorporeal, egoless, and viceless. To put this into practice would be to give the return of love you receive from the corporeal one. If it is through these three words that Baba attained his karmatic state, and so follow the Father. Sakar Baba demonstrated this by making his stage like a pillar. You have created this tower of peace as a memorial of this. The same applies to you. You have to become a pillar of all virtues so that the souls of all religions will accept you as the pillar of all virtues. Just as Adipita, the first father, became a pillar of power and peace in front of the world. Bapdada is giving multi-million fold love to all the loving children for their messages of love. Now constantly remain multi-million times fortunate. Acha, to those who are constantly an embodiment of Baba's remembrance and thereby an embodiment of power, to those who constantly do that which the Father likes, to those who remain and as subtle as a pillar of power and peace in front of the world, to the long lost and now found children who are close to the Father, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Bap Dada meeting Dadis, I think this we can cover tomorrow. So maybe we can pause over here. I don't know how much of it y'all could hear. It is towards the end of the Murli that I feel my throat is little better. But nevertheless, let us stay in silence for a minute and we can start churning. Om Shanti, yes, we can start sharing.
Om Shanti, brother. Good morning. Baba mentions and wishes children to be a form of victory, which is another manifestation of power. So that is a wonderful wishes for all the children that children should become victorious. In the next line, Baba mentions that you should become a form of knowledge, which is again a form of power. I'm still trying to weave all this together, and it's really great thing to know that victory is a form of power and knowledge is a form of power. But at the end of the Murli, Baba mentions become a form of power and peace, which is a very fine combination of a subtle expression of beauty and strength. So that is something I would like to chant today, how to become an embodiment of both power and peace. Yes, thank you. Om Shanti Bhai.
Yes. So yes, Baba does mention about the victory, and he is telling us to be victorious at all times. He reminds us that victory is your tilak. Victory is the garland around your neck. Victory is your birthright. So he's making us aware that victory is something which is not really a very difficult thing for us, because generally we feel that uh, after doing so and so, probably we'll find success, probably we'll find victory, and sometimes we find it difficult. So Baba reminds us that it is not that difficult, and this is something which can be experienced at all times, not just becoming like awake or towards the end we would be finding it. It should be experienced each and every time. And that is why he further mentions constantly constantly maintain this form of power. So being victorious is also a form of power, what he's referring to. So one of the ways to demonstrate power is to be in the remember or is to be in the awareness that we are victorious. And then he tells that this is the return of love. So that is very interesting. So being aware that we are victorious, this is a form of power, and that is what Baba wants us to give in return of love. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
Yes, sister.
It's such a beautiful day. I think after Shivratri, of course, Shivratri is after that. One of the days which really touches our heart is 18th January. Because even though we have not spent our lives corporeally with corporeal Brahma, when he was in this particular land, we still feel as if we were part of him. We were with him. We can visualize him. And especially when you go to Baba's room in Madhuban, love flows from you as if Baba is coming down, that angan to welcome you and to say, children, have you come? I've been waiting for you. The kind of arms which they show Brahma Baba extending his arms and welcoming his children. The love, if suppose we could visualize it now when he's no longer there, I can just think how the children, the early children would have felt when he was there. It is such a beautiful feeling. And this is a decade, 1979. 10 years after he left his body, that's the first time I think as if they would have celebrated a decade of anniversary. As I've already shared my feelings in the chat box, like as if Brahma Baba is signing off, the usual thing which how the harmony, the tunes of children's love is there always, not only in Madhuban, but Shiv Baba sometimes says, oh my God, today just see the children have forgotten even Shiv Baba. Their love is only towards my wife, Brahma Baba. And the kind of love which flows from here to the subtle region. And the kind of questions we keep asking every time, why? Why you left Baba? Even though Baba says no asking why and all, we keep asking. And in every Murli, it's there. And in every Murli, he has to explain to us why and all. But today, there was a kind of a literary, what to say, justification given when Baba spoke of, when the Murli speaks of three things. Why he left us? Because he was the first instrument in the corporeal form, the first instrument. So it's like putting an end to every other corporeal form of instrument as a creator. Secondly, he was the first one to receive the message from Alpha. So even that, he became an instrument receiving a message from Alpha. And thirdly, that complete renunciation. I think these three things are enough for us to really put in the minds of others also why Brahma Baba is the harbinger of the old world and the new world. I think this thing is absolutely very, very clear in the book Adi Dev. But today when Shiv Baba is mentioning in the Murli through Brahma, I like that. And again, over there, if you see the lovely, lovey-dovey talk which Baba makes with the children, that one question, what I like is, if Baba doesn't like it, other people will not like it. So why should I do what my father does not like? That's the return of love. So today, the return of love, which Baba is saying, that do what your father likes. Will you like to do what your father doesn't like? So there also he is giving as a path. It's some not. It's so childlike, and when you're in love with it, you really look up to Brahma Baba, and you look up in his eyes and say, "No, Brahma Baba, I would not do what you will not like. I promise." And that is what I liked in that paragraph. Of course, the last one, the last paragraph which you read, his famous magic mantra, Nirakari, Nirvikari, Nirankari, which by the way Dadi Prakashmani used to mention this, I still remember whenever she used to mention this, that as well as he gives the relationship between power and love, which leads to victory. And why should I do that? And what would happen? So when he speaks of that pillar, I go to Shanti Stam. He speaks about pillar of power, pillar of peace, but there is also pillar of knowledge and pillar of purity. But today, when he spoke about these two pillars over here, I immediately ran to Shanti's son. Oh, my pure, lovely Brahma, what more to tell you? I think
Okay, yeah,
it's very beautiful. It's nice. It goes endless, brother. Bye. Om Shanti.
thank you. Usha Benz mentions, check the thoughts you have and act you perform. Whether father would like it, I think. And another one, I think on chat I can read Brahma Baba was the first instrument to claim his fortune. Still, he is doing seva from the subtle region. Constant yogi means remembering one father, than other. Yeah, anyone else would like to share?
Om Shanti Prabhu.
Yes.
So here Baba says about the love. So when we change from being embodiment of love into become equal, the more we because we like Father Brahma, right? So and we would like to copy his action, what he has done, and as we do, right, more of it. Now, as we know that he has become a resident of the Avyakt region, right? So we are the children who would love to be with him. Will create a stage to create that stage of Avyakt stage to be with the Father. And Baba also very beautifully mentioned, right? When we love someone, right? So our act and our action, everything will be to considering, whether father will like it or not. So when we do that, Baba says, then all the people will like it. That's a type, such a tiny thing.
Hmm.
Okay, thank you.
It's very true. Another analogy which Baba gives in the Murli towards the end, that Sakar Baba demonstrated this by making his stage like a pillar. So pillar is something which Baba used in last few statements. You have created this tower of peace as a memorial of this. So the Shantistam. And Baba says that same applies to you. You have to become a pillar of all virtues, so that the souls of all religions will accept you as the pillars of all virtues, just as Adipita, the first father, became a pillar of power and peace in front of the world. So I think earlier also someone mentioned, but even I was churning on this, that uh, when one sees someone as a pillar, Adhar Stambh, so it really, one really feels that one really gets a sense of recognition from that person, that no, for whatever reasons, I can rely on such and such person. Even there are some founders of any Lokik organization, or even for that matter, family, one who is the pillar has to be, is kind of responsible, or who is being looked upon by everyone. So just like Brahma Baba was, and here Baba is mentioning pillar of all virtues. So, to the extent of extremism of all virtues one could see in Brahma Baba, whether it is renunciation, whether it is love, whether it is anything for that matter. So even Baba asks us to be pillar of power and peace in front of the world. So this is again something which I thought of churning throughout the day. How can I myself be a pillar just like Brahma Baba himself was? And once I think myself as a pillar, probably I will stay more grounded and be more firm on my virtues, on my ideology, on my principles, so that I can become, someone who could, I can become a pillar of power and peace in front of the world. Anything else which strikes from today's Murli? So it's a small Murli today, but very nice, as so Baba is again reminding us of uh, the reason why he went to the incorporeal world, rather the subtle regions, and also how can we become equal to Father by simply following what he loves to do. And also he reminds us of the three gifts, invaluable gifts which Brahma Baba gave us, and he himself followed. That is incorporeal, egoless, and viceless. Towards the end, he's asking us to be pillar of power and peace. So let us mm, do small reflection on ourselves for a few minutes before we close. So maybe we can again go to the subtle regions in front of Brahma Baba. And as I go to Brahma Baba, I take his drishti. And as Girjaban mentioned, we talked to Brahma Baba that Brahma Baba, even though we couldn't see you in physical form, but your love, your sustenance is so much that probably we are more closer. We can feel your presence whenever we need to. We can experience your love, the super senses joy which Shiv Baba gives us through you. Really makes us your proud children. And as I talk to Brahma Baba, Baba reminds me that, children, you are victorious at all time. Visualize Brahma Baba is putting a tilak on my forehead, and that tilak is of the victory. He is also putting around my neck a beautiful garland of victory, and reminds me that victory is your birthright. And with that, joy of victory in my mind and intellect, I take leave from Brahma Baba and tell him that, Baba, I would be an pillar, be a pillar of power and peace. And since victory is my birthright, today, anything which I do, I'll remind myself, will my father like this? And once I remind myself and do those things, I'm sure that I'll find success as well as I'll be an embodiment of virtues, just like you did, Baba. With that, I take leave from Brahma Baba and come back to this corporeal world to play my next part. Om Shanti. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day. Om Shanti.